Good morning. It's another day at the shop shed, and I'm Van, and Jane is running around somewhere. Oh, by the way, we're known as the Backyard Carpenter Baby Boomers Can Do. What I'm doing is I'm changing the blade out from a metal cutting to a wood cutting, and we're getting ready to cut off a shelf and put it on a door so that Christopher can have a photo. Let me run around and show you all the other stuff we got to do today. All right, again, this is just a shelf that Christopher found on the side of the road. I've got my mark so I can cut that off in a few minutes now that I've changed the blade out. So you can see where I changed the blade out. All right, we still have that cotton material to put on this to hide the cracks for the back of the church pew. Also, the ladder is just in case I get around to hanging up the new ceiling fan. Okay, and then around here, I'm going to work on one table at a time instead of two tables at a time. And I think this is ready to actually put the coating on. I mean the stain, which is special dark walnut. I think it's ready to go. It looks pretty good. All right, so we got a lot to do. Let me take you inside for. All right, believe it or not, Jane does exist. She's doing something to the chair.
I'm putting these little felt things on the
chair.
chair.
With super glue.
Yeah, because the hole's too big here, so I got to glue it in.
Okay.
The others I hammered in.
All right.
So then this chair will be completely done.
That's what she's doing. Okay, now let me swing around here. This is where we're going to mount that shelf that I'm about to cut down the size. So it'll go right across here, and then it'll be a place for folding towels and stuff like that. This again was a door that was given to us. Not really necessary to fold. All right, so like I said, it was given to us. All right, so on down the hall that's the old ceiling fan, and it seems to be pulling down the ceiling because we got a crack. All right, so what I'm going to have to do is find a breaker and kill the power on this and change it out for the new. And I've got a bracket that goes up in the attic that will hold the weight, so that's got to be changed out. And then I'll have to screw up. And I've got some putty, some mud. It's called compound, drywall compound, joint compound, and it goes on pink so you can see where you are, and then it goes dry. So that's all. Let me get started. Back up. All right, so that's what I'm doing. Jane is under the work tree, and she's already stained the drop leaf and wiped it down. So we got to let it dry, and then we're going to put the wax on it. This is the paste furniture wax, and now she's putting that gooey stuff on legs. I decided just to work on one table at a time instead of trying to do two tables. All right, so it just gets a little too much trying to do two tables. So got the top and got the secondary shelf, and now it's a matter of just removing off the legs. So she's putting on a pretty good coat of goop. All right, and I'm going to move this out of the way. All right.
It's actually called citrus stripping gel.
All right, say it one more time a little louder.
It's called citrus stripping gel. We call it goopy stuff.
She's doing a lot faster than I did. It's taking. Oh, you want the steel wool?
No.
You don't think the steel wool would help you?
No, not right.
Okay. I was using steel wool to get some of that stuff off. Okay. All right. So that's what she's doing. Let me show you what I'm. All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm creating. This is a drop-down shelf for like folding up stuff by the dryer, the washer dryer inside, and so it will just hang down for those like Christmas wreaths. Just hook those on the top of the door, and then I'm about to put this down with cross ties with zip ties. So anyway, I'm going to pile them first and then zip tie them. And then it just hangs up, like I said, Christmas wreaths. So, and then I got to use that ladder to go inside and get serious about that ceiling fan.
They used cloth back then, or some kind of fiber.
Here's what 1947 wiring looks like. We've got the ceiling fan down, and quite a job to fix. Crack goes this way, and the crack goes this way.
Now I need to.
But it will be fixed soon.
Here's where we stand. Is I don't have any drywall screws that are long enough. They need to be like 1 1/2 inches to 1 3/4. Only have 1 inch. So we have got to repair the ceiling first before we hang the ceiling fan up. So we got everything capped off. I went up in the attic and the bracket is nailed to a brace, so that's not the problem. So I got to repair the ceiling first, find the roof rafters, and patch those up and everything before we hang up the ceiling fan. So we do not need that bracket that goes up in the attic. So I'm headed out to work on the table. Jane is working on the bench, the church bench. Ignore the music. Anyway, Jane is starting to put the material on the back of the church bench, right? And so she brought that cotton material you see right there, and she put it so it hide those cracks we created when we used the rest of the rubber foam, right? So now she's going along and she's stapling the material. When she gets done, she's going to come and get me, and we're going to screw the back and the seat together, and then we'll decide if we're going to try to put the sides on. We may run out of time today, but I'm going around to finish up on the stripping out this table, which Jane has done an unreal job on. So this is what it looks like so far. Alright, so I just got to get the rest of that gooky stuff off of there. This gray paint is real tough stuff to deal with, so I'll get a hold of that while she's doing that, and we may possibly get a chance to put the church bench together today. We'll see.
All right, this is what we're putting back the church bench.
All right.
And he's using
These are decking screws.
decking screws.
Oh. Would help to have the right screw bit on there.
This was the 12-foot church pew, and now it's a 4-foot church pew. See, that's kind of what it looks like. He'll fuss at me for turning the camera this way. But the fabric is loosely put on the seat in the back until I can tighten it up.
This is the original screws that we just can't use. They're kind of worn out, so I'm replacing them with these, which are just decking screws, which are inch and, let's see, what are they? Inch and 5/8. Alright, so I'm going to create a new hole.
Okay.
Because the old hole's worn out. And one right there. Alright, so then I'm going to go along. Oh, yeah. Okay, now, alright. You want to put the material first, or let me go ahead and put the leg?
Next, he's going to attach the seat bracket on both sides, and then I can tighten the fabric and staple it in place before we put the final bar on the back of the seat.
Alright, what Jane is doing now is she's going around and doing what I call finish stapling. Alright, there's some more pieces that I'm going to have to put on, but Jane's doing her thing with the material and staples, and then I'll be able to put those pieces you see over there. We'll have to cut them to size, and I love the way my wife can do the duck walk still. If I was trying to do that, I wouldn't be able to even get up. But so she's going around, huh?
You'll probably have to help me get up.
I'm going to have to help you get up.
Probably so.
But anyway, so she's now just doing the finishing touches to this old church bench I found on the side of the road, and it's looking really good. She's already got her little featsy things on so that when we Go across hardwood floor, doesn't scrape it.
I don't have the strength to,
Huh? Repeat it, woman.
I don't have the strength to push
You want to take
whatever
up?
that is, I don't have the strength to.
Alright, this is where we've gotten to. It's been a long day, so we're just kind of putting up, getting ready to hit the road. But Jane did a most excellent job on fabric and stapling on there. And now we got all these little pieces right here that will attach to them. We're going to have to cut them in place. So we're just kind of starting to put up. Still working on the table around here. Right, so I just kind of let it rest for a couple of days and see what it looks like. Some of the paint's been really hard to get off, and it looks like they painted over a polyurethane, which has also been kind of hard to get off. But anyway, so we were able to put together a fire log using bamboo drove into the ground. And we're not going to put up the ceiling fan until I can repair the roof. So this is where we are right now, and we'll see y'all another day.